Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Thursday night of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Hope everybody's doing good. Merry Christmas and all that great stuff, everybody. I hope everybody has had a great Christmas since we last spoke to you guys on last Thursday, since our last show, man. Just a few things. Remember to like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also share the channel. Also on the podcast side, make sure you give us that. Where's my hand at? About 5-star review. Give us that great review. D-Dub, what you want them to do?
Haters, lovers, whatever it is, man. Just leave something. Let us know what we're doing, right or wrong. We're trying to grow this thing, and we appreciate it all. If you can, if you don't want to be friends, I'll be happy to be an enemy. That's fine. Yeah, we love it all.
It's me and D-Ryan tonight, man. We're going to get into some NFL, man. A lot of things happen in the NFL. Russell Wilson, man, we're going to dive into that really quick and early with our special guests. We'll tell you here in a second. NBA, man, who watched the NBA on Christmas? I didn't.
I didn't, and I don't think nobody else. As I was watching it, I'm like, throughout the day, Kev, I was like, I don't think nobody even really talked about NBA, man. It's like, because the games were so good, NFL wise, the games was good. Even the Giants and Eagles game. I mean, for crying out loud. And I'm a Giant fan, but I mean, it was crazy. Then when I finally thought about it, and I'm like, check the ratings, man. The NBA was kind of, usually they pounded their chest about how good they are.
Yep, for sure.
2 years in a row. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
2 years in a row. Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk some, like I said, we'll talk some NBA. We also talk, some MLB. We didn't get a chance to check on the Dodgers last week. The Dodgers last week, they signed their pitcher, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I believe that's his name, 12 years, $325 million. We'll talk about that. You know how we feel about loan deals on this show. College football, the bowl season is on its way, NHL Power Rankings, and things of that nature. But hey, we got a special guest. He's a friend to the show. This is his second time coming through, man. He's actually celebrated 9 years of podcasting on his show. So we want to give a great welcome and welcome back to our man Clint Daly of the Daily Dose Sports Podcast. Clint, welcome back to us, bro. How are you tonight, man? What's going on, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Appreciate having me back in, and looking forward to it. Got some crazy things happening in Denver right now, so yeah, I'm sure we'll get to a number of things.
I reached out to Clint early this morning, and it was last moment. I said, man, let me see if I can get Clint, man, and I emailed him. He emailed me right back, and he was like, "Yeah, let's do it, man." So, hey, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos, man. Let me just talk about this from CBS Sports. Russell Wilson didn't speak to the media after getting benched by the Broncos, but the veteran quarterback did offer a short reaction to the move on social media. He says, "God's got me. Looking forward to what's next." That sounds like a guy who knows that he won't ever be playing another down for the Broncos. The team's decisions to bench Wilson almost certainly has everything to do with his contract. Wilson has an injury guarantee of $37 million for 2025 that will kick in if he were to suffer any sort of injury over the final 2 weeks that would prevent him from passing a physical in March. And yada, 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 yada. I'm going to give it to Clint. Clint, take it away. What's going on in Denver with this whole Sean Payton? And I'm thinking that, the last 2 weeks, Denver, they laid a couple of eggs, man. But for the most part, I thought they got it together. Go ahead, Clint.
No, you're exactly right. They did get it together, and it looked like it was kind of improving, obviously, after the mess that it started as, because to start with, it looked so bleak. You had the 70-point disaster against Miami. Everything was bad. They kind of get it rolling a little bit, and rolling might be, using that word a little fast and loose, because the offense isn't very good. The offensive line isn't very good. They don't have a ton of skill position, and Russ isn't the guy that he was. That's all right. they were still competing. They were still grinding out, a couple of hard, tough wins, maybe a few wins like the Bills game that they probably didn't deserve, but that's all right. The Bills didn't deserve it either. So it looked like maybe things were going in the right way. There are a couple of problems, though, and I think you hate to think this, but you have to wonder. Personality has to play into this a little bit. You heard Sean Payton talk about, hey, I don't want you out, kissing babies and hugging everybody, come in and play. And I wonder if maybe that personality just was kind of a conflict for what he wanted. And then you add in the fact that, hey, say it however you want, Russell Wilson has PTSD, and every time he drops back to pass, he's looking to get his head taken off. He got sacked way too much in Seattle. He's been sacked even more in Denver. And so you've got a guy that's real jumpy back there. You've got a guy that doesn't want to stand in the pocket and be the kind of guy Sean Payton wants. As a result, giant contract. Hey, if they're making the playoffs, I have to think this is different. I guess you can say they're not mathematically eliminated.
It's like a 1% chance or something that they can make it. Yes, it's very minuscule.
And now doing this, we're guaranteed that everybody's on that team's going to quit. They're going 0-2 these next two games. Make no mistake about that. Bet the over on that because it's going to be ugly. But I have to wonder if it's not a personality thing in addition to the contract, in addition to the playing style that rubbed Sean Payton the wrong way. That just feels like a really, really bad match. And the problem is that when you really look at it, and you brought up, the figures, and you brought up the numbers and the contracts, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any business sense.
Nope.
But maybe it's one of those things where they said, I got news for you. It's never going to make sense. So unless he plays out the full string, it's never going to make. I felt like it would have made a little more sense if they would have waited one more year and did this next year. Then maybe one, you see if you can be a playoff team, and two, you're not on the hook for what is going to be $85 million in dead cap. That's not counting his contract.
Correct.
That's just in cap that you can't spend. So when they're talking about we need to go get a replacement, you don't have any money. So what are you going to do? Go draft Michael Penix? I don't know what they're going to do for quarterback. We've seen Jarrett Stidham. They can pretend we wanted to see what Jarrett Stidham looked like.
Cap. That's
we
all
know
lies.
what he looked like.
Lies.
He's awful. He's not good.
Lies. It's all lies. There's no way in the world. Jarrett Stidham, for real?
Yeah.
We know what he looked like.
Of course
we know who he is.
Yes, we absolutely do. And he's not a starter anytime, never has been. I don't know. It's one of those things of I knew they had to bite the bullet at some time because that contract was idiotic. And how, by the way, general manager George Payton has a job, I'll never know because he's the one that made this deal.
That's a fact.
But I guess you had to do it at some point because you weren't going to play out the full string. He wasn't going to get all this money. It just seems like a weird time to do it now. It just seems like a strange financial decision to do it now. There's a lot of things that are big red lights.
Clint, you're out there in Denver. Whose side are the people on? The fans. If they're picking sides, are they rocking with Russ? Are they with Sean Payton?
Well,
or is it 50-50?
I guess I would say it's 50-50, but I think they're with who can help us win. And I think they've looked at Russ and said that might be getting harder and harder for him to help us win. Sean, if you're going to come in here, you're going to bring some winning ways, then we'll live with it. Then did Russ get a bad deal here? Yeah, I feel like he did. I feel like he had a really tough deal here. The situation last year, by the way, everybody made a big deal about Sean Payton calling out the previous coach. I never heard anybody call Sean Payton a liar. They just said he shouldn't say it because that previous coach was an idiot. Make no mistake about that.
Aaron Rodgers' boy. Go ahead.
Yeah, he looked horrible with the Jets this year.
Yes,
he looked
did.
Worse last year as our head coach. So Russell Wilson got a bad deal here in Denver. I feel bad for Russ.
Yeah.
He's getting all the memes. He's getting all the hate. Everybody's making fun of him, all the Cook stuff. I'm going to say something. It's not going to be popular. No one's going to like it. it might be offensive to some. I'm going to tell you the biggest mistake that Russell Wilson made. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because, Kevin, you're a good guy. I want to bring something to the show, but it's 100% true.
Go ahead.
Biggest mistake Russ made, he puts his Christianity on his sleeve. Now, wait, hear me out. If he's a devout Muslim, nobody's saying nothing. Everybody's like, whoa, hands off. Not saying nothing. Not saying nothing. Show me the Robert Saleh memes, as bad as the Jets have been this year. They don't exist. But the Christian thing is a little easier to poke at and kind of make fun of. And he's a nice guy. He never says anything back. Sean Payton yells at him on the sideline. He doesn't really say anything. I've heard, by the way, a lot of, we hear the talking heads saying you can't yell at your quarterback. When did Michael Irvin get so soft?
Yes.
My goodness.
I heard that the other day. Yes.
Jimmy Johnson would have lit him up, and we all know it. That's part of the game. These things happen. You've been around the game enough. You know how these things work. But I'm telling you, that Christianity thing made for a big target on Russ's back. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it would have played out very, very different had he come off as maybe tougher. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean?
Maybe being like Future, like his wife, daddy.
See? I don't know. I just know if he hadn't said that, if he was like, I'm devout of this other faith, there would have been a number of people that said, hey, I'm not touching that. I'm not going near that. But that's not the case.
I think, Clint, that's
a good point.
That's a very good point. I thought about, when you said that, I thought about Mark Jackson. Same thing happened to him out in there, Golden State.
See?
Yeah.
We're from New York, and Mark Jackson played with the Knicks, and he absolutely, I know some people know that he pastors or whatever, and he said some things and that was very controversial, I guess, to said community, and he's never gotten a head coach job. Even the Knicks, who he played for,
the organization,
who could use him,
and it takes my man Killer Cam and Mace from a podcast to try to get him on and brokerage a deal for. That's a whole nother story, but yeah, I think you might be onto something with that. With Russ there, man, and
well, he makes for like an easy target,
very easy target. And I think sometimes
if you do this stuff, who cares? It's Russ. He's almost too nice for his own good.
Was it like that for the coach? Made the coach making him an easy target when he, I've seen some people yell at a player, and I've seen players like, you've seen Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady is not accepting that shit that he did to him, Russ.
Neither is Patrick Mahomes. No, there's a lot of guys.
Some guys, you're just not going to talk to me.
You're not going to do that.
No, you're just not going to do it. But
right. I don't know. I think that does now one thing about Sean Payton, and when I was writing for Bleacher Report, I would cover the Broncos, and we would talk to guys for other teams. And at the time, I would talk to the guy that did the Saints, and I'd be like, how is it? How's Breeze? And these are Super Bowl era years. And he'd be like, dude, Sean Payton is a really good coach, and he is the biggest jerk you'll ever meet in your life.
Wow.
And so, hey, it kind of goes with the territory. I don't know that there's a lot of great coaches that are just snuggly every day. You got to be a little bit of a jerk to be in that job. And I think Sean Payton is very much a jerk. Well, it kind of works out in these kind of situations where, hey, we got to make a hard decision. We got to do something that's not going to be popular. I'll do it. I don't care, because that's kind of how he is, I think.
I think you hit it right on the nail, right? You be a jerk. Everything's good when you're winning, right? So you look at Belichick now, right?
See?
Belichick, all that, the New England way, the Patriot way, man, that's kind of wearing thin when you ain't winning, when you're 4-12. Yeah. So let me ask you this other question, Clint.
Yep.
Do we hold Coach Payton, do we hold him accountable? Man, he's the one that he could have stayed back and waited for the LA Chargers job.
Well, he could have, and that's going to be interesting. That all develop with the Chargers, because the Chargers have a ton of pieces. They've always been cheap, though. Make no mistake about that. They've always been cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's been there has ended up hating that franchise because they're so cheap. And you do wonder if that played a part of it. Yeah, Sean Payton came in here. He knew what it was. And I think he probably had the discussion of, hey, if he's not my guy, we're making a move. You brought me in. You paid me big money. You made a trade to get me here. If you're going to do all that, then Russ or no Russ, you're going to have to ride with me a little bit. And Russ now doesn't have the credibility that he did when he got here to say, hey, which is it? Well, right now, Russ looks really bad. So,
yeah, that corner office that he had, and all that stuff, parking spot back there. All that stuff is not good, man. I don't care what nobody says. It makes you think that you're not part of the team. You get all these perks and stuff, and I still gotta park in the back, and you able to pull right up with no problem
on a 56-man roster. Correct.
Yeah. So
I think those kind of things play into Sean Payton's hands of Sean Payton going, hey, Russ didn't exactly do things the way you'd want the guy to do them. So maybe I have the right way to do things.
Where does Russell land at, you think?
Well, that's a good question because he still has some left in the tank. He's not done.
Yeah.
Does he have PTSD? Yeah, he does. Is he, again, I don't know how to say this and it not be, maybe a little bit. Russ gets to go to lunch before everyone else. Is that the right way to say it? Russ is a little special. Russ is a little different. He gets to go to lunch.
He was on the show. We went to that.
Yeah.
So that's
a perfect way to say it. Go ahead.
And sometimes you look at the kid that gets to go to lunch before everyone else, and you say good for him. And sometimes you go, how come he gets? Why does he get
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is a landing spot for him. I think if you could find that team that needs that quarterback, game manager behind a decent offensive line that had some pieces around him, Russ can still be a very viable quarterback. It wouldn't surprise me a bit to see him go to Vegas and come back and beat us. That would make perfect sense. I could totally see that. I can't see him being done. It's going to be a matter of nobody's going to help with that contract.
No.
They're going to eat all that. You're not going to pick that up. So if you're not going to pick it up, then it's going to kind of be
not for a 35-year-old quarterback. I'll tell you that.
Right. There's no way. I wouldn't touch that. But somebody might get a bit of a deal if this all, goes down like we think it's going to.
Yeah. I've seen people say the Raiders. I've seen people say a couple other teams that are, that might be right there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well, you hear the Bears. I've heard the Bears as well. And the Bears, but the Bears have that draft pick and they got drafted. They can go get Caleb and they can go get some. Here's the problem for the Bears. And I'm not hating on the Bears, but there is no such thing as a good Bears quarterback. It's never happened. We've never seen it. It never will. That's just how that city works. Sorry.
Clay, you're the man.
Go get whoever you want. Go get Caleb. Go get May. You'll ruin him too.
Yeah. Hey, I don't see a lie that he's saying, Kev. There's no lie there at all.
No cap tonight. No. He's right.
Yeah.
Even down to the Super Bowl winning quarterback, he was average at best, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what you call a game manager. He definitely was.
Ooh.
Yep. Make a play here or there, hand it to Walter, and let that defense go score.
He sure enough did. He was game manager before we started talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
True that. Going forward now, with the Broncos, Clint, where do they go from now? Like D-Dub alluded to earlier, Stidham's not your guy.
No.
They got this cap situation, and what's the answer? What does the Walmart peoples do out there?
Well, the answer is without as much money in the cap, you almost have to draft someone and play him right away, because you can get him cheaper now than a college team can get him. Like that first year is running less than that NIL money. So you almost have to go get a guy and say, we're going to take our lumps. We're going to be, it might be rough, but we're going to go get Penix, JJ McCarthy. We're going to go get someone like that, and we're going to ride with them. And it's going to be tough for a while. You're going to have to get some more talent around him because there's not enough talent here in Denver. And they still do need help on the offensive and defensive line. Their wide receivers kind of look good on paper, but they're never healthy, so that doesn't matter. And I don't know that you really are set at running back. They have a lot of holes they got to fill. And also, you're going to start a rookie quarterback. Yeah. So 2029, here we come. Yeah, it's going to be one of those deals, I think.
Hey, man, when you strike out a quarterback, man, I tell you guys all the time, Clint, it's about a 10-year process.
Yes.
If you strike out and miss, you're done. I mean, you get at least a good 10 years before you could get back right.
And miss in such a horrible financial way.
That part right there, the business part.
Like if you just went and said, "Oh, we drafted the number one guy and he was a bust," well, who cares? It didn't cost us that money.
Correct.
This cost you a ton of money.
It's a lot of money here. Yes. A lot of money. I think you said what was it? 80 mil dead cap.
85 dead cap. Now they can split it between 2 years, but so what? 50 and 35. Who cares? You still have that money.
Yeah.
That you don't have to go get another quarterback. And if you do, you got to go get the Jarrett Stidhams of the world. Honestly, I'd rather go get a rookie.
Right.
It would make more sense to me to go get that young quarterback and say, hey, it's going to be tough for a while. We're going to try to surround you with some pieces. But if he develops in year 2, 3, 4, then maybe we start to see some progress. But here's the other problem. The Denver Broncos don't have a second-round draft pick. They have a first round that's probably going to be a mid-round, maybe 14, 15 in that vicinity. So you're not going to go get, Caleb. You're not going to go get May. You're going to have to, take somebody lesser at 15 or hope they last to the third round. Not good.
No, Denver's, Sean Payton got a lot of work to do, and I guess he started off yesterday and cut ties with Russ. And like you said, I'll give you my opinion. I think, like you said, Russ was the easy target to just the punching bag, so to speak, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, I'm here, and you're not doing what I need you to do, and it was the whole time. And like you said, Russ is not going to push back at all. He's not going to yell back. He's going to be less wry. He's going to be positive. He's going to be over exuberant. This positive guy, and that might rub people the wrong way. It certainly did. If you remember, like you rub people the wrong way in Seattle also, because some people were saying that he did it, and if you look at those Seattle teams, it was most of their defense. Russ did his thing. Don't get me wrong, but the Seattle defense. One more question before we let you go, Clint. Sure. Is Russ a Hall of Famer?
I think he was till he came to Denver.
I was saying the same thing too. Go ahead, bro.
It's so hard because the Hall of Fame has turned from the greatest ever to the Hall of Very Good. And so when I look at the Hall of Very Good, I guess he's very good. For a few years there, for 6-8 years there, he was very good. Hall of Fame? No. But I mean, Eli's getting in, isn't he?
And listen,
Bill Rivers, maybe. We're putting in guys that aren't the elite of the elite. Those days are over. So based on present day.
Yeah, Clint said everybody gets a trophy. Go ahead.
See, no, you're exactly right. That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is now. That's just what it is. And I totally agree. I'm a Giant fan, and I say the same thing about Eli Manning. Eli Manning's my man. He got me 2 Super Bowls, but
of course
he's not the Hall of Famer. Yes, he beat Tom Brady. Got it. Check.
Yep.
But those his career doesn't say, yo, he dominated. He doesn't even have an MVP, for crying out loud, for the league. He doesn't even have a league
about
MVP.
To put in a number of those kind of guys, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Ben Roethlisberger.
But a lot of these guys now, they get on TV and they lobby.
You're right.
To get on, I wish the DA was on here. They lobby to get on into the Hall of Fame. They literally lobby.
It's a campaign.
Yeah, it's a campaign.
Vote for me.
They'll go on the legacy media corporations on the morning, as you know, and they'll be like, hey man, yo, go give me my gold jacket. And
it's homecoming king stuff like that, as opposed to truly deserving of it.
Right.
And it's, hey, go out and be the popular one.
Correct.
Not necessarily the best one. And that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Based on what the criteria is now, yeah, I guess you'd put Russ in. I would not put Russ in. That's just me. But there's a lot of guys I wouldn't put in. I put Kenny Anderson in a few above a number of these guys. So I might be the wrong guy to ask. I might be the old guy telling everybody to get off my lawn. I don't know.
Yeah, we say that all the time. You're right.
Clint, me and you both, man. Clint, I appreciate you, man. Let's give Clint a round of applause, man. Let me see if my applause is working.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. By the way,
hey, congratulations to your nine. Your nine, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much as well. And at this point, we're just hoping to keep the dogs off of our Nugget players, and maybe we can make another run. I don't know what the devil Aaron Gordon is doing to his dog, but that dog got mad at him, and now we got to sit without him for a few weeks.
I heard that story. I was like, my God. I said, he's out, dog.
We had Russ get benched yesterday. Aaron Gordon get his face bit off by a dog. I was watching the Avalanche last night, waiting for Cale Makar to fall through the ice or something. Like, I was getting real nervous.
It was going on in Denver
yesterday. I don't know what's going on in Mile High City. Folks have been imbibing a little too much of the recreational or something, because crazy things are happening here in Denver.
Hey, real quick, one more question before we get on out of here. Listen, we haven't talked to you. What was your take on this NBA in-season tournament?
It was awesome. I didn't watch a second of it. I heard. I didn't really understand it. It was like one night you're playing a tournament, and then like I coached high school ball for years. I never had you go to a tournament one night and then you play a couple other teams and you go to a tournament the next night and it's the same tournament. I could have figured out, but huge props to the Lakers for winning it, hanging a banner for it, and then sucking ever since they won it, which is outstanding. But you know what? I don't expect anything else from the Lakers, because remember, they're hanging Minneapolis banners out there. So since when are their banners legit?
Yeah, 100%. I'm in total agreement with you. We have our main guy here, Ryan. He's trying to sell us on that and about how great. And I'm like, nah, dog, I'm just not feeling this. I don't understand why do we need extra for a regular season? You're supposed to win the division. That should be it.
They need extra because nobody's watching. Y'all talked about those Christmas Day ratings. Nobody's watching. It won't surprise me if they put a pit of alligators out there trying to get people watching. They need some people watching. When I saw Mark Cuban selling off some shares, I went, yes, that's interesting, because he's been telling us for years the NBA is catching the NFL. Now he's selling shares. Isn't that weird? Yeah,
that's very weird.
Follow the tea leaves.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's Clint Daly of the Daily Dose Sports Podcast. Clint, where can you be found? You have a YouTube channel. Where else?
You can find me on YouTube, dailydosesports.com. You can find us there as well. You can find us anywhere that carries podcasts. We've been doing it for far too long. I must be completely out of my mind to keep doing it. But as long as I'm having fun, we'll keep it rolling. So
that's right.
Clint, appreciate you so much, man. Now that I found my applause, let me give you some applause here now.
No worries. And anytime you need me to stop by, you hit me up and we'll make it happen. Y'all are fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
you got it, Clint. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much,
man. Absolutely. All the best.
You got it.
It's Clint Daly, man. Thank you. That was a fun segment with Clint, man. Hanging out with Clint. He's talking about all things with Denver and what's going on in the Mile High City, especially with Russell Wilson. We'll go on to the NBA, man.
Man, why not? You want to talk about them losing Detroit Pistons 27 in a row? What?
Well, go ahead, start. Let's.
Hey, go ahead. There's really nothing to say. They lost 27 games in a row, and Cade Cunningham, he's still doing his thing. I think he dropped 40 the other night, and they still lost to the Nets. And what else is to say about that, man? Man, the NBA, nobody wants to admit it. They're a struggling product. I'm telling you. I think ever since that whole 2020 bubble mess fiasco with all this other agendas going on, they starting to feel it. They turned off a lot of people. People are not watching, and that's just a fact. People want to say, this, that, and third, but it is a fact. And they did it to themselves.
They did it to themselves. Yeah, the Pistons, they have lost. Jesus, they have the last time the Detroit Pistons won the NBA game, Halloween hadn't arrived. The next time the Pistons win the game is anyone's guess. The Pistons set a single season record for second season record for fertility on Tuesday, losing their 27th consecutive regular season game, eclipsing the records of the Philadelphia 76ers, equal to the 2013-2014 campaign and set by the Cavaliers in 2010 and 2011. Detroit is now the sole owner of the unwanted record after a 118-112 loss to the Brooklyn Nets, dropping to 2-28. The Pistons took 97-92 lead on a Cade Cunningham. See, Cade Cunningham is doing his thing. 3-pointer with 8:10 left in the fourth quarter, but Brooklyn's 13-0 run gave it a 105-97 lead with 4:53 remaining. Detroit trailed 112-110 with 57. Anyway, the Pistons are awful.
If I was Cade Cunningham, I would say, give me the rock all the time, and I'm just gonna keep on chucking it up because it doesn't make no sense to pass to the rest of you guys. You ain't doing nothing. Not doing that.
But the coach, Monty, what's his name?
Oh, the Monty Williams.
Monty Williams. Yeah, it's Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Monty Williams. I feel bad for him, man, because he gets up to the podium every day, man. He says, "Yo, I don't know, man." He says, "My fault." What do you say? 27 straight in a row, man. I don't know. I played up to high school, man. I never lost that much, man. Jeez.
I'm trying to figure out when is it, when you have no more answers, when they say, what, we gotta get rid of this coach. Because usually 9 times out of 10, the coach is gone.
Yeah. But he just got it, right?
Well, what does that mean? That has it. There's a lot of coaches just got there. We fired them. They don't. What does that mean to any of these teams? These major league sports teams don't mean nothing, man. So he just the team looked good on paper. You thought you had a nice young team, but this is, unless they willing to go through this process. The oldest player is Bogdanovic. Yeah. Bogan. Yeah, Bogan. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just it's a tough time for Detroit. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm saying. So other than, you might start looking at the coach and you might want to say, it's time to part ways.
I definitely do. Let me, as Daryl alluded to earlier about the ratings. Listen, I tell you for myself, and I was sick the whole Christmas weekend. And on what day was Christmas? Monday? I literally watched the Chiefs and Raiders game, turn to the Eagles and Giants game, and then I was sick. I didn't get the opportunity to watch the Niners and whatchamacallit game and Ravens game. Mm-hmm. But I watched zero basketball. Now that's just me, and I'll just read. I'll read it because NFL
it's not only you. It's not only you because I talked to some other guys and they was like, "Yo, I didn't watch no NBA."
Christmas Day used to. This is coming from Awful Announcing and their staff. Christmas Day used to belong to the NBA. At least that's what's been led to believe for multiple generations. Hey, the NBA lifts up Christmas Day as its marquee showcase for the entire regular season, as it features an entire day of nationally televised games with the biggest stars and most appealing matches. Many fans consider it the unofficial start of the NBA season and time where we're supposed to really start paying attention to the league, which may be part of the reason why the in-season tournament now exists. While the NBA has been the most associated with Christmas Day holiday in most years, the day is now dominated by the NFL, like the big box store making the local mom and pop stores obsolete. The NFL has claimed every effective piece of real estate on the television schedule, no matter what historical traditions may have been in place. This is true. This past weekend demonstrated the new truth better than ever. Even with Christmas Day being played on Monday, the NFL offered up a triple header that went head-to-head with the NBA with 3 matchups on national television. Chiefs Raiders kicked it off on CBS. Eagles Giants on Fox. Finally, the huge Ravens 49ers game on ABC, an incredibly rare sight in modern times. The ABC aired a standalone NFL game like the old days of Monday Night Football. Why? Because ESPN was committed to all its NBA coverage. It's easy to see why the NFL and networks would be totally fine with the gridiron takeover. The NFL crushes the NBA and anything else in its path. Ratings. The last 3 years, the NFL average has beat the NBA average by roughly 5-1 margin. But the NFL's insistence on elbowing their way into taking the Christmas Day territory away from the NBA is relatively a new phenomenon. In fact, the NFL has played almost as many Christmas Day regular season games since 2016 as they did in all years previously, 15. The first NFL Christmas Day regular season game wasn't played until 1989. Games didn't happen sporadically all the way up to 2016 when the league made an emphasis. And it kept reading. Basically, I'll say this, from the league's ratings from down 73%. And D-Dub alluded to some of the factors of, and I'll say it, some of today's guys not caring about the regular season. So in the words of the DA, if you don't care, I'll tune out till April. Good mic, D.
Yeah, why should I? If you don't care, why you think I'm gonna give a rip? I mean, come on. It's just it's ridiculous. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man. And like I said, the NBA, the NFL had 3 games. 3 games on one day. Was it Monday? I'll get the days.
It was Monday. It was Monday,
right? Monday night. Like that Ravens Niners game was the nightcap. That was the 8:00 game, and that drew like what 29 million, 30, 29 million, 27 million.
The Knicks Bucks game drew 1.2 million.
Yeah.
And you're talking to 2 Knicks fans right here. So
yeah.
And
I might have watched an hour. I watched about an hour, and then because mind you, the NBA started about 12 noon.
Correct.
So I said, okay, we'll watch maybe an hour worth, and that's what we did. 1 o'clock, I switched it over to the Chiefs and Raiders, man, and then it stopped. And once that was over, it went to the Giants game. So, NFL is king, man. They could try. NBA could try, but NBA has been playing catch up the last 2 years, if not more.
The teams are just not exciting in the NBA right now. As our super producer, shout out to our super producer, who's in a younger age bracket. He said they're not exciting. They're not. Yeah, and they're crying too, Junior. I get to my next story here about KD crying, and he's the one that wanted to go to the Suns.
Yeah, he didn't like Brooklyn, but not to mention though, Kev, you got a lot of we spoke about this, and when Ryan gets on, you got a lot of young teams. OKC, who I watched last night, they played the Knicks, and they they're just a young, exciting team, putting up numbers fast, getting up and down the court. Why wasn't they on TV? But you'd rather keep on going with the old staple of, we got to keep Curry. Murder Green and
Murder Green.
He lost it. What's his name? The Splash Brother, lesser charge Splash Brother.
Oh yeah. I can't think of his name.
Clay Thompson.
Clay Thompson. Yeah.
So Kev. Yeah, they're just not the game. They're not. Some of these guys are just not exciting. They keep on going. It's only but so much longer you're gonna keep on riding this LeBron James. He's damn near 40. Not to say that he's still putting up great numbers. I don't want to come off like I'm hating. It's not hating on the guy, but it's just that it needs a rivalry. There's no rivalries hardly no more, because everybody, again, we said this a long time ago, because everybody wants to be friends. You can't do that. You're gonna have to have some type of rivalry thing. That's why, again, a lot of people talk trash about Money Mayweather. When he changed his name, he didn't care. It made it to the point where he wasn't losing. People hated him, and then people wanted to come to see him lose. It's the same thing, man. You need something. everybody can't be friends, man.
Nope.
Not during the season, anyway.
Nope. But
I don't care
that's
what you do out, after the game, after the season. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And they made it. Yeah, they take it less personal. It's more about business, more about their brand,
Brandon, and all this foolishness.
and that's cool. But
yeah,
if they don't get a hold of what's going on, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, and I blame him too, the commissioner, because
oh yeah, he allowed a lot of
empowerment of the players and all this other. Yo, at some point you're gonna have to get get control of the reins and bring it in a little bit. But who am I? I'm just a
yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah, I'll be mute. Let me move on to this next story about the NBA. We on the NBA. Kevin Durant reportedly frustrated with the Suns' underwhelming supporting cast from Brad Bakken from CBS Sports. In today's NBA, given the salary cap constraints and extremely punitive tax penalties that have been instituted in the game of competitive balance, it is very difficult to stack the top of your roster with compromising depth. Well, the Phoenix Suns opted for the old super team route when they traded for Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal.
They're gonna learn.
Phoenix bench, even the bottom part of the starting lineup is shaky at best. And with Bill having missed so much time, he's hurt most of the time, right?
Most of the time.
Bill having missed so much time, the Suns are treading water at 14-14, currently outside even the play-in tournament picture, entering their Christmas Day matchup. Guess who's reportedly not happy with the roster? Kevin Durant. All right, let me stay in this camera. Kevin Durant, you wanted to get out of here.
Brooklyn, that is.
Brooklyn, right? I get it. Your main man, what's it, James Harden, man, he wasn't doing whatever, and Kyrie and all of that. So he's like, you got to go. So they traded you. Brooklyn traded you, and because I believe Brooklyn, I thought they was going to win, but as you can see, it doesn't matter when you gotta put that talent together and gel. Please,
you gotta take into account that injuries happen, and that's what happened in KD's tenure with the Nets. Kyrie went down, supporting cast. Some of the guys went down, and we still looking for Ben Simmons. We don't even know he's on the FBI. He's on somebody's report. We can't find him. Still, I don't even know is the man even playing.
And need to identify.
Yeah, I don't know where the man is at. But needless to say, when you think that you putting this cast of characters around that, especially what is it, Supermax guys, and this is what happens. You put all these Supermax guys, you get what, three of them, and some of them have 4, if I'm not mistaken. But you first of all, who are you gonna pay to come off the bench? That's the problem. These guys think, you need a bench player. You need a role player. You need role players. I say to make a team that's really good, 2 max players, and you fill out the roster. You fill out your bench.
They absolutely need a big junior. You're right.
They don't have that. They let Aiden go.
Nope. They have problems with Aiden. Remember?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So so everything's a problem. So now this is what you got. And this is who they got now.
Nurkic is the only one who they got, man. And he's
okay. He's not
okay at best. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, he might be a starter. He could be a bench player.
Yeah, I preferably probably off the bench to spare the big some minutes. But yeah, their Phoenix rim protection is suffering most, and this is what they get. And like I said, the NBA is to me, you never get dollar for dollar, person for person when you trade somebody. I think the person that gets whoever back, if you trade for a superstar or whatever, I think the person that gets the draft picks and stuff, like they went out.
They win. They win. They able to retool. They're able to, do a lot of things. They with the cap.
Shout shout out to all those watching on YouTube and Facebook. Shout out to Moms, Deb, Michael Bristow. Hola, senor.
What up? What up? Happy holidays. Yo.
Bro, but Kevin Durant, I don't you okay this?
Yeah, man. Don't cry for me.
Yeah, don't cry for me. What's that old bro?
Don't cry for me. Yeah, don't cry. Shit. You did this.
Yeah, you absolutely positively did this to yourself, man. So let me move on to the next NBA topic. Yeah, we're a little heavy on the NBA tonight, but that's cool. Let me move on here to Dan is on tonight. Dan, what's up? Good. Dan,
what up?
Tonight, but Dan is in the comments. Appreciate you, Dan. Let me go to this story here. The D-Dub sent like 6 o'clock this morning, man. This is a very good story. So, and just to talk about Klutch Sports, I'll just read it here from the New York Post from no, that's Stephen Bond. He's been a long time writer for the New York Post. It says it was an easy sell when they hired, going on nearly 4 years ago, that Leon Rose and William Wesley would be bring stars to New York, attract blue chippers with their vast connections. They were NBA power players for a long time, facilitators of relationships and contracts. Wesley in particular carried the mystique of the unknown, the behind-the-curtain puppeteer who was nowhere and everywhere simultaneously. It was only a matter of time until their combined Rolodex produced a super latent roster, or so it seemed. Today, the hypocrisy of the narrative beyond the absence of the superstar windfall is that one of the NBA's biggest agencies, Klutch Sports, has made it clear it preferred not to do business with the Knicks front office. Multiple office sources confirmed to the Post, from connections to frozen out. This theoretically applies to all Klutch clients, whether free agents or potential trade targets, including Chicago's Zach LaVine, Atlanta's Dejounte Murray. And to be clear, it's a much bigger problem for the Knicks than Klutch. Rich Paul, the Klutch Sports CEO, can negotiate with 29 other teams with more cap space, more opportunities, and almost with lower state taxes than the Knicks. True, right? But the Knicks can't negotiate with 29 other agents who have as many high-profile clients as Paul. Why? They Murray don't exist, and there's a problem. Not a single one is ballsy enough as Paul, as secure enough to take such a stance against a front office. He's among the premier reps in the NBA. Perhaps no one, depending on where you rank Paul, against Jeff Schwartz, Bill Duffy, Mark Ballerstein. According to Forbes list from last season, Paul has repped 37 players with $1.36 billion in NBA contracts under management. He's currently stable. Includes, and he gives a whole bunch of players who he has under his, of course, LeBron James. Still, not that. So, not ideal to lose access to that list. Still, there are 4 important things to keep in mind with the Klutch Knicks impasse. Although Knicks would be against doing business with the Knicks front office, Klutch, it will help facilitate a deal if the client desires their location, according to Klutch. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of that. D, you read this story. You said this story. Your thoughts, you break it down. Why is this going down?
Yeah, well, I think we had talked about this before, Kev, with these sports agents, man, holding guys hostage, or they'll, these guys will want. There's only a few players that want to play in New York. That's just one. And then, you got, I think me and DA, I wish he was here too, because we talked about this. We got Klutch Sports against, I believe, I forget the other sports agency. And, these guys are really running the show when it comes to, you want to play here, I know this person here, same way with homeboy, Jalen Brunson. How did we get him? His dad, I mean, really worked with us. He worked with the Knicks.
Yep.
And then he was able, they was able to, I mean, he was out of his contract. He got signed, but this is the game that's played within the back room where nobody sees it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very it's difficult, man. It's difficult. And I don't know how they're going to stop this as far as the I don't remember this happening back in the day that we had the clients openly, the agents. We knew of some of the major agents, but it wasn't like the way it is now because I don't know. Only guy I remember back in the day is Scott Boras. Scott Boras and there was another
Boras and
one.
a guy that represented Michael Jordan and David Falk. God bless the dead. Yep.
Yeah. Social media has changed the game, and I don't know how they're gonna take care of this issue with certain players because now, I mean, you got guys saying they don't want to do business with New York. I mean, so what is?
How does that work?
We're never going to get a star because the Knicks are really a star player away from 100%. Making things happen. Jalen Brunson is playing, great, but he better negotiate. I mean, you're right, but if you got people who don't like certain groups, or I don't like this team, we're not gonna go. We'll get a bag from over here. I don't know what other teams will do or how that works. So we might have to get somebody on that and figure that out because I think it's definitely an issue.
Might find a diamond in the rough sometime. Yeah, true that. You might. One might never know though. So yeah. But yeah, this is something that's. I mean, hopefully they can work it amongst themselves, man. But yeah, there's clash between super agents and that's why I never believed the time when LeBron was talking about he was thinking about coming. He never thought about coming here.
Nah, he was just that was just for him to try to negotiate his bag to get more money.
He never thought he was coming to the Knicks.
Nah. These guys say that, but the only true player that besides Brunson and Carmelo Anthony, there was the only ones that I know that truly wanted to be here when they said they wanted to
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
and I will tell everybody, those who truly New York Knicks fans, or who lives or lived in the city, it's a Knick town. I don't care what you say what's going on at Flatbush and Atlantic Avenue. It's a Knick town. It will always be a Knick town.
It's a Knick town. Seriously.
So all y'all repping Brooklyn. I mean, I'm not hating or nothing like that. I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's cute, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn. But yeah, it's cute. But the Knicks run the city. The team that is on 33rd, on 7th Avenue between 33rd and 31st Street, they run the city. Period. So
yeah,
that's all I got to say. So hopefully they'll work that out, man. So man, we was heavy on the NBA. Do we have to we'll double back here to the NFL here in a little bit. Let me get to Major League Baseball, D. Last week, boy, the Dodgers made it really easy for me to not like them.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real simple, man. It's real simple, man. You better win. You better win. That's all I got to say. You got $1 billion worth of salary in 2 players, right? And that ain't the best of math. That's about $1 billion worth of.
Excuse me.
$1 billion worth of money in 2 players. Yo, and you already got Kershaw. You got Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman still there? Yeah, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
I mean, and you still didn't win nothing this year. I had y'all going to the World Series.
Well,
you in Atlanta. So they're gonna, again, yeah. I mean, again, we always say it looks good on paper. Everything looks good on paper, but what ends up happening? These guys sign these big boy contracts. These guys with the big contracts. And stuck with them for 10, 20, 15 years, whatever the case is. About 10 years, right? I think
this is a 12-year contract that he signed.
12-year contract. Ain't no way in the world, man.
I honestly think he went there. Him and his people went there because of, I was going to say Hideki Matsui, because of Ohtani.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I mean,
He's
it's not
he
not
felt
surprised. He feels comfortable with his countrymen. If that I'm assuming, and I'm that's a assumption that they're from the same place.
I believe so. If
Right?
someone can fact check this on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went there and he felt comfortable. He's like, and the Dodgers got the money, and baseball doesn't have a salary cap. For those that are listening, baseball does not have a salary cap. They have a luxury set. They play together on the same Japanese national team. Thank you, Junior. Appreciate that from the producer. There's no salary cap. There's a luxury tax. If you go to the luxury tax, if you want to pay it, by all means pay it. But there's no salary cap in baseball. I don't know. Is this good for baseball? Do we care? Does anybody care?
I don't think anybody cares. I think it's yeah. I mean, is it good for baseball? Yeah, we've seen this story before. Albert Pujols, the rest of people signing big
10-year.
10-year, and just you end up with an old guy on your team, and you can't get rid of him. Yeah, you can't get rid of him because it's just so much money attached to him, and these guys don't get better as they get older. You start declining as you get older. So but
and Mike Trout, I think Mike Trout is a great player, man. They just never really
they never putting up nobody around him.
People say screaming, yelling, Shohei Ohtani is around. Okay, they put him. Okay, who else? Who else can you name on the Angels team? And cry me a river about them being a small. I heard a small market team. They play 30 miles out southwest of Los Angeles. How's that a small market? I'm not hearing that.
Yeah, that's not a small market team. They never. That's just lies. But
that's just lies and cap and just talk. That's all that is. So
I just want to know how these. Yeah, I understand there's no salary cap, but how do they continue to pay out this money like this? And I'll say, well, is it the TV revenue? Is the TV revenue making? Because you can't tell me there's people going to the game like that. There's
hot dog at Dodger Stadium gonna be $20, bro. And they charging $5 for mustard.
Yeah, yeah. So your beer got to be $18.50, right? Just to drink, Coke.
It's got to be the TV deal. It's got to be. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's definitely Major League Baseball. And the funny thing about it, and we keep reiterating on this show, ESPN doesn't give a darn about baseball to me because they've taken back their baseball staff, and they don't even have Peter Gammons on there like that. Baseball Tonight. Nope. They cut that out. They used to come on every day during the season.
Yeah, none of them guys come
once
on.
a week. So
if you see my main man with some Jeff Passan,
Jeff Passan, what'd you say, Jeff Passan on
by? yeah, he passing on by. He you don't see these guys, man. They do not talk about baseball at all. And it's like, I mean, and baseball don't, they don't do themselves no favor either. So, again, cry me a river. They don't do what they're supposed to do. So,
yeah, TV rights, and we will be included in talks for any new TV deals. Yeah, that might be the new deal. Yeah, yep, TV rights. That's true. So that's going to be interesting for the Dodgers. The Dodgers absolutely. Messi did that with Apple. Messi was able. Lionel Messi, who plays for Inter Miami. Football club here for MLS, he was able to broker a deal with Apple where he gets part of that TV deal for Apple for them airing games. So we're going to be seeing players, I guess, in all the rest of the leagues having that, come their way as far as when it comes to contract talks. These professional teams, they get very creative when it comes down to contract. As we talked and alluded to earlier, Russell Wilson, look at that. $37 million so you don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Shout out to the agent that was like, yo, put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
And fire the GM that allowed that. Because how do you allow that? Now look at you.
You just on the hook?
Because you're telling me now, because you're telling me that Jarrett Stidham is the way to go. And I know we're skipping into the sports. He's gonna, because Denver still has a 1.5% chance of going to the playoffs, right? But
Yeah,
he's nah, man.
And the fans, I mean, as a fan, I'm like, what are we doing? But then again, I mean, Kev, they looking at it from a business.
Oh yeah,
perspective.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
This is totally a business perspective and a business move because they don't want to be on the hook for that. Was it 38 mil? And then if he gets hurt, they have to pay 40 mil if I'm not mistaken, something to that effect. Some wild, crazy number.
yeah.
But it's definitely it's part when it gets this part is business, and some fans might understand, some fans don't understand.
Nah, you're absolutely right. They won't understand, and
because a lot of people they saying, "Hey, we're right there. We're right there to we might 1%, but we're still there. Got two games left."
Yeah, there's 2 games left in the season, so we'll definitely see. So, moving right along with Major League Baseball. That was Major League Baseball. What do you say? He already got 39 million and would have had to pay 3 million if he got hurt. Yep, absolutely. So let me move right back along to the NFL. D-Dub, your thoughts on this past week with the NFL? Winners, losers.
This past week, what we got? I mean, the game of the week. There's a couple games. We talk about San Francisco and the Baltimore Ravens. Listen, the Baltimore Ravens did their thing. The defense was tough. I didn't expect. I don't think nobody expected Brock Purdy to throw 3 interceptions, but I guess 4. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he was playing pretty good up until that point, and hey, kudos to the Ravens coming in, doing their thing. Came into San Fran and pretty much punched San Francisco in the mouth. And some of these passes that Purdy threw was a lot of, I think like 3 of them I think I seen was tip balls up in the air, and kudos to the Ravens defense for tracking that ball down while it's up in the air and picking it off. And that was a very, very good game at Monday night at 8:00. I think I turned it off I had seen enough, all that I needed to see by halftime. So, I had to get up and go to the JOB. But, I seen enough, and I already knew, with the way Purdy was playing, I didn't see them coming back. But that game, the Eagles still don't look like the Eagles. And I'm working backwards. That was the middle game of Monday. The Eagles don't look like the Eagles to me. They seem like they're missing something. I don't know what's going on.
Hurts still hurt.
So I don't know if Hurt is still hurt, but maybe or he's still sick or whatever the case is. But they don't look good. I mean, the Giants was able to play. They played hard, competitive, and spirited ball, and made it close down the stretch, but they, the Eagles are just, better than them. But, the Eagles, that should not have even been a close game. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles should have handled business and, made it look easy, when you're playing, especially when you're playing a lesser team. And then the game, lesser charge team. And then the game of the day that day was the Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. And shout outs to the Oakland Raiders.
Las Vegas, sir. They moved.
Oh, excuse.
Sorry, I know.
I'm sorry, I'm old. The Las Vegas Raiders going into Kansas City. What's their park name again? Is it Arrowhead or they just changed it?
Arrowhead or Bahamas Stadium? I don't know, man.
Yeah. But they went in. Kudos. I might be fanning out right now, but Antonio Pierce is my man. I hope they
hire him. Don't make the
mistake like Carolina did. Let the man go. You had the guy, you had the bride right there. Go ahead and marry him, man. He seems like he's good. He got the team working together, playing together.
Get the hat. Get that hat.
The hat is the hat is on his way. But the hat is on the way. But dog, they got, Antonio Pierce he said he told the guys enough is enough. They're gonna stop just whipping up on us.
Losing to Kansas City.
We're gonna stop. He said it before, and kudos to him. They interviewed him at the end of the game, and he was almost teared up. Give that man the job. I think if anything, he deserved it, man. He's what I think he's coached 4 or 5 games so far.
I believe 5 games, man. He's
come on, man. Yeah. Y'all gotta make that right, man. He got the team behind him. These guys are believing. I think Antonio Pierce, give him a shot. He's there already. Go ahead and give him a shot. I think y'all would be crazy not to let him go unless there's something else we don't know about. But as far as what we see on TV, he's got them motivated to play and win. But as far as that, I'm so sick of Pat Mahomes crying all the time. He's about the biggest baby I ever seen. Every time I turn around, this guy is crying. Dude, you took the money. You took all the money, and you ain't got no wide receivers other than Kelsey. That's your problem. That's your fault. That's your fault, dog.
But I needed to be the highest paid quarterback in the land.
No, you didn't. You don't. You don't need to be the highest paid in the land. You don't have to be. Either you figure out what the middle ground is. Can I still get a little bit of money, life-changing money, and still have my guys around me, guys that could catch the ball? Can we find that in the middle, somewhere in the middle?
Oh, so you're counting my state farm money?
I'm not. Dog, exactly. You got State Farm money, so you got that type. Listen, man. You know what it is. You want to be greedy, but this is what happens
in the NFL.
Yeah.
If you take all the money as a quarterback, just be prepared to throw to me.
Yeah,
because I'll play for the league minimum.
Yeah, you're right. $100,000. Sit on the bench, $200,000.
You're gonna be yelling at me because I'm slow. I can't run the route.
Yeah. Man, this dude is slow, bro.
Yo, get his ass out of there, man.
Yeah, this dude's slow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. And I think these guys lose sight of it. And listen, I'm a capitalist. I'm all about you getting your money. But in a salary cap kind of deal here, if you take a third of the salary you take a third of the roster's money, what do you expect?
Yeah, you gotta kind of be smart about that.
Yeah.
Gotta be smart about it. And again, it is what it is. I mean,
Tyreek Hill saw the writing on the wall. That's why he said, let me go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. The guys want to get their money, but at the same time, you got to stand the game. The game is, if you take the money and don't have enough to pay other people, that's just what it is. So you got guys that are wide receivers, but are they high level or quality wide receiver?
They hate Tony and Kansas City.
Kadarius Toney, yeah, man. I hate that they blink. It is what it is. I mean, Tony is a second, third year player.
Yep.
From the Giants. The Giants drafted him, and it is what it is.
Right.
But to put it all on him, I'm not going to do that to that man. That man is, he is what he is. And that was Kansas City's job to figure that out.
That was Kansas City's bad, right?
Yeah.
To figure that out. Before we move on to next week, D, thoughts, Cowboys, Dolphins game. The game was
down was Sunday, right?
Yeah, the game was Monday. The game was Sunday in Hard Rock in South Florida in Miami Gardens at Hard Rock Stadium. Miami finally beat a team. That was over what?
Was
over 500. Yeah. Finally beat a team that's over 500. And Dallas woes on playing on the road continue.
Yeah.
And I think me and you ask these questions one another. Which team is the most fugazi team out of both of them?
They're both the same team, bro. They look at each other in the mirror. They're the same team, dog. That's funny because it's like they looking in the mirror. They're both, except for Dallas I believe Dallas got a better home record than Miami.
I don't know if Junior could pull that up for us, but
Miami. I think my Dallas is undefeated at home. They, I call them the work from home team. They do well. Yeah, they do well at home. They can't work nowhere else. They can't go nowhere else to work. You know what I'm saying? They got bad internet when they go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So when they home, they good. They cooking.
They go to Starbucks.
They go to Starbucks. They all fucked up for the game. Yeah, dog. So it is what it is. Dallas is Dallas. I don't see Dallas, it's funny because Dallas is a good team, but they can't get it, they can't get their stuff together. Dallas is 7-0 at home, 7-0 at home, and Miami 6-1 at home. There you go. They're the same freaking team.
Corey says Miami lost one game at home. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the same team. They're just looking in the mirror, and Miami so happened to be at home and they won the game. Because Miami, I mean, they didn't really show me nothing really. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not nothing I'm really impressed with. They won the game.
Who's the better out of the two? Who would you trust more? Hold on 1 second. I got to get this quick shout. Shout out to my homegirl Fran. Fran, thank you for tuning in. Hey, appreciate and my main man Corey Davis, who's a huge Cowboys fan. My man Corey, what's really good.
So Corey knows that I ain't lying, man. Y'all play good. Y'all work from home well. Y'all just don't do nothing on the road.
Yeah, Deb knows it too.
Yeah, Deb knows too. But it is what it is. But and it's a shame because the Cowboys got. So you asked me, who do I trust more?
Who do you trust more in the postseason?
And again, it depends on who's at home. I trust the Cowboys at home. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys haven't let us down. They get at home. But but as long as they home, they good. Now if they lose. They got to play Detroit Lions this weekend.
Who's that?
The Cowboys.
Cowboys got to play Detroit, and the Dolphins have to go up to Baltimore and play the Ravens.
Right. So now this might be good for. This might depend on. I don't know, and I don't have it in front of me. I don't know. Depending on how the Cowboys, who they play in this in the equation, does it serve them well to lose this game? Will it serve them well to lose the game because of how the games will stack out when it's time to playoff time. So I'm just looking for them the easiest route for them to get to the championship game. I'm trying to help you Cowboy fans out. I don't really particularly like y'all, but y'all cool with me. But I'm trying to find the easiest path for y'all because this is the only way that y'all going to get to this Super Bowl. Y'all got to figure out.
Dallas got the Lions and Commanders next. That's the next game.
If they lose,
Dolphins got Baltimore and Buffalo next. Okay. And I was talking to a Dolphin fan. Shout out to my main man Angelo. Talking to him today, and he was saying that if you notice, all the Dolphins are hurt. Their wide receivers are hurt. Waddle's hurt.
Yeah, Waddle got hurt.
Hill probably shouldn't have played this last game.
Yeah.
Does it serve them well to play? They clinched already, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So you got to kind of figure that out, but and also while figuring it out, you got to figure out your best path and how to get to that Super Bowl or to at least the championship game. You know what I'm saying? NFC championship. I'm not so worried about AFC because right now, listen, and getting back to the team I don't want to play, them daggone Los Angeles Rams. That team is hotter than hot, and I'm not sure they're on the outside looking in, but they have won I believe 6.
Yeah, they're peaking right good right now.
Those are the teams that you better be leery of. If they make it into the teams like that, teams like the Browns. Browns is playing tonight. They play the Jets as we speak. We get to score on that one. But these teams like that's peaking at the right, and we're only talking from experience because we had a Giants team that peaked at the right time.
That's right.
At a 9-7.
Yep.
Some ridiculous number, and they peaked at the right time. Yes, the Los Angeles Rams have a 72% swing on their playoff odds, depending on if they beat or lose to the Giants. They will beat the Giants this Sunday, so the Rams will have an 87% chance to make the playoffs if they win, and a 15% chance if they lose. I'm betting on them to win. The Rams are hotter than fish grease right now. that's how they playing right now. And they got you say what you want to say about Stafford, but he's playing good.
Yeah,
playing good ball.
I totally agree. I don't trust Seattle. And the Buccaneers, they've been playing pretty good too, man.
That's another team. That is another team.
Shout out to Baker Mayfield. Like I said, Baker Mayfield has caught a lot of grief. He's played excellent this year. I would say Corey Davis got me laughing. If we on the road, cry.
Yeah. He knows. He knows what's up. He knows exactly.
We know it's how I told the Corey, I told the Quincy, I told the little boys. I'd be like, hey man, Mike Mills always says on this show. Let me talk about the Cowboys a little bit more. Yo, man, running back killer, man. Yo, where was Pollard at on Sunday, man?
Yo, boy, you don't see that man. You don't see him for whatever reason. This is McCarthy stuff. This is what's going to kill him,
bro.
This is what's going to kill him, and where he's going to get fired because they go away from the run game. This has been going on for years with the Cowboys. And Corey Davis, if you're still on, tell me if I'm lying. This has been going on where they disappear from the run game and says, "Hey, Dak, throw the ball 600 times and get us there." Yeah, I get it. He's not a power runner, but y'all decided to go with lightning instead of getting some thunder going. Yeah, but I don't know. The Cowboys are defense is. I heard somebody talk about earlier. They got to move Michael Parsons.
Pollard was 12 for 38.
That's not going to get it done, bro. Everybody knows you can run on the Cowboys now. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody, the formula is to run. They seen Buffalo run. They was like, oh, you can run on these guys. All this Michael Parsons talks. They got to move him out. I forget. He's playing another position. Either they move him somewhere. Because they're able to run the ball like crazy. So I think these people, other teams have figured it out to run the ball on the Cowboys. So it's going to be interesting to see 2 more games. Cowboys have no linebackers. Correct, Corey. That's 100% fact.
Yep. Real quick before we go into the hit, the NFL still makes me sick to my stomach.
There's another one.
No, the one with Michael Parsons when he shoved to it when they called it. That was a critical play right there.
Yeah,
that was a critical play, and I believe that was a 3rd down play, and that gave the Dolphins a 1st down. They went on to score.
Go ahead, talk. You ain't gonna get fined, so go ahead. Tell the NFL what they doing. Go ahead.
NFL, man, what are y'all doing, man? Yeah. What are y'all doing? What do you want the defensive guy to do, man? He literally he pushed him and at the same time he threw the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm for what's right.
Yeah, I'm so done with the NFL with the inconsistent play officiating at times. It's just now it gets to the point where we as fans have gotten so used to it now. It's like whatever, man, because you talk about it and nothing. Nothing's getting done. So
I heard something this morning where all in the name of player safety, like you still had 62 quarterback changes this year.
Yeah.
So the quarterback's still getting hurt.
So
let's whatever, man.
Oh yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what the fans. Fans are saying whatever.
Well, that's what they say. Whatever, man. Right?
Browns is up 20-7 on the Jets right now.
So. It's 27. Oh, I didn't refresh here. Okay, yeah, 20-7.
Yeah, intercepted ball. Yeah.
Gotcha. What you got up? What you got there? Okay, so Detroit gets Dallas. Who you got this upcoming week? That game's on Saturday at 8:15.
Yeah, that's a Saturday game. It's in Detroit. In Detroit.
No, that game's in Dallas. Dallas is working from home.
Oh yeah, Dallas is working. I picked Dallas. Then that's what I did. Hold on, let me check my picks. But I'm almost certain they working from home. They got it. Dallas should win that game.
Miami,
unless they, try to
be
pick
cute.
another route.
Okay.
Pick another route to get to the championship game.
Gotcha. Miami, I'm picking Dallas too, working from home. Miami gets Baltimore. Baltimore's going to win this game. Baltimore went 3,000 miles across the country and punched the Niners straight in the mouth. I think Miami's hurt. I think Miami's not probably going to really go hard for this. I think Baltimore win this game. Your thoughts,
Yeah,
D?
I got Baltimore winning. Baltimore, tremendous performance on Monday night. I don't see no difference. I mean, they got everything pretty much locked up. If I'm not mistaken, they are. If the Junior
I
could
don't
get
have
that,
the playoff picture in front of
but
me.
I'm almost certain that they got pretty much things locked up. Yeah.
Well, if they win this game, they'll have everything locked up because they'll be unbeat. The Dolphins head to head, and they'll be unclinched home field advantage.
Yeah. So
wow. So let me move on to the next game. What game we don't care about? We don't care about New England, Buffalo. Buffalo should win. Atlanta and Chicago. Atlanta should win. D got the.
I picked Chicago on that one, but good.
Okay, I did too. Tennessee against Houston. Houston, they have taken a dive. They should win this game. Your thoughts? I think CJ Stroud is out again.
Who?
CJ Stroud is out again. Their quarterback.
CJ Stroud's out.
Yeah.
I mean, Titans got 11% chance. I mean, the Texans should still win. They're at home. Texas been playing well at home, so
yeah, another work from home team. Okay. Las Vegas against Indianapolis. Coach Pierce against the Indianapolis coach. I picked Las Vegas. Las Vegas is hot, man. They're playing well, man.
I did too. I picked Vegas too. Indianapolis had a chance to do some things, and they messed up the other week. They're 8-7.
Yeah.
I'm picking. I'm going with the Raiders.
Okay. Carolina against Jacksonville. Jacksonville should win that game.
Yeah, but Jacksonville's been looking shaky.
Yeah,
I mean, these guys. I don't know what's going on. My main man, Trevor Lawrence, he's not looking like the up trajectory that we seen last year. So I don't know what's really going on with that. I got to dig in a little bit deeper with that, but they should beat Carolina. Carolina play. Shout out to Carolina. They was playing spirited ball the other day.
Yeah,
the last week, and they stayed. They got just the time ran out on them. So they played well. It was entertaining. So, but Jacksonville should get ahead of take care of that. Take care of business.
David Tepper said this week next coach he's going to stay out the way. We shall see.
Roll my eyes, bro. Roll
my eyes. The Rams travel to East Rutherford to face the Giants. They're going to beat my Giants. The Rams are the hottest team in the league. D, you said the same thing, right?
Said the same thing. Rams are cooking, and they're cooking good, man. So I don't see them. No reason why they shouldn't win this game against the Giants. Giants is going with Tyrod, and kudos, shout out to Tyrod for staying the course. He stayed around. He got hurt,
Yeah.
But the Giants should lose this one, and the Rams should pick this win.
Arizona against the Eagles. Arizona against the Eagles. Eagles are 11-4. Eagles. Yeah. Arizona's doing 12. Eagles should win easily.
Yeah, Eagles. This should be a tune-up game for them. Get themselves right, run some plays.
Yep.
Arizona is 3-12, 3-12. So yeah.
New Orleans against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is hot.
Tampa Bay is cooking.
Yeah, I'm picking Tampa Bay in that game over New Orleans.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Let me go next game. Niners go to the nation's capital to face the Commanders. The Niners are going to be very mad, and this game is not going to be close.
Yeah, this is going to be a get right game. They're going to have to get themselves together because they got punched in the face on Monday night. So and I don't really even say punched in the face. I'm going to change that. They were slacking.
Yeah.
They got just stupid stuff. Stupid plays. Trying to do too much on Purdy. I think Purdy got to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, our super producer, he is delirious right now, but it's okay. We love him still.
Commanders, yeah. Shout out to the super producer. This game right here puzzles me. Pitt against the Steelers against Seattle. Pittsburgh has finally found their offense. I don't know if Dan is still in the comments, but the Pittsburgh finally found their offense, and Seattle has been. But Seattle plays good at home. I'm picking Seattle.
I'm with you on that. I did too. I picked Seattle to win. Yes, that was nice what Pittsburgh did, but I think it's a little bit too little, too late. And I got to check. They're. I think they're still on the outside looking in. I don't think they have. They're 8-7. Shout outs to Tomlin though for getting that team together, and everybody's now jumping on the Mason Rudolph bandwagon. I'm not so sure about that, but thank God that he was there to please do something with Mitchell Trubisky and get him out of there. You got to get him out of there, bro. Stop.
Dan is listening. Dan is probably
Dan knows. Stop. Y'all been playing around with Mitchell Trubisky. Yo, get him out of there, bro. He's just, y'all gotta find again. Y'all got either, you're gonna stay with Pickett or y'all gotta go find you a quarterback somewhere, and your scouting team gotta do some scouting.
100%. Chargers visit the Denver Broncos. Like I said, I think that nobody's going to be, like Clint said earlier, nobody's going to be really playing for the Broncos. I think the Chargers will win this game, man. I think the Chargers.
No, Kev, I'm not ever picking the Chargers again. I'm not.
Yo, bro, that's not the same Chargers. That's not your man.
It's not. Chargers, yeah, I understand, but yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm going with Denver. I'm gonna go with Stidham.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go with Stidham.
You heard it right here, man. You heard it right here. Keep
going with Stidham. Yeah.
The Sunday premiere game, Cincinnati against Kansas City. Kansas City should win that game.
Kansas City against the Bengals.
Yeah.
I got Kansas City winning. They gotta get their stuff together and before going into these playoffs, because I'm assuming that they win. They're gonna rest players next week unless it means something.
Right.
But they should be. I think there's out of the whole thing, there's like 8 spots left that's open to get into the playoffs. So
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the next game? We got the last but not least, Green Bay versus Minnesota, because there's no Monday night game. I don't think there's. Wait a minute, hold on. There's something crazy up here, right? Ain't no Monday night game? Nah, ain't no Monday night game. Everybody plays on
Sunday. Yeah,
everybody plays on Green Bay versus Minnesota. Both teams are 7-8. Love, the quarterback for Green Bay, has been playing well lately. Minnesota, I don't know. I like
Minnesota. I picked Minnesota for the hell of it, but go ahead.
Nah, I like Green Bay's quarterback play. Love has been playing well.
Yeah,
I like his quarterback play, man. So
he has been playing pretty good. Yo, hey, we got about 5 minutes before we get on out of here real quick. I know national championship is coming up January 1st. We're gonna hit on a little bit right now. Hey, your man down there in Miami, he played a game in the Pinstripe Bowl. Mario Briss, what was that?
Crystal Bowl.
Yes, Crystal Bowl.
They lost to Rutgers.
Please, some of the stuff that I seen, I'm like, yo, do your guys prepare? Did y'all prepare at all? Or was these new guys out the portal? We ain't got time for a whole lot, but go ahead, Ken.
I don't know. They went up to the Bronx and looks like they partied all night wherever they was at, man. Because they could have partied in Miami. So I don't know. I don't know. And I said this before. The U is back. Y'all got to beat Rutgers, bro. And there's no shade on Rutgers, because Rutgers absolutely played well. What's Rutgers' records this year was 7-6. Miami was 7-6 also. So
yeah, they was both,
Yeah, but
won 7 games.
But we thought Crystal Bowl was on the ascending way up as far as getting this program back to where the U is back. But One never knows. So it's bowl season. Hopefully you're watching the Louisville. Yo, real quick. I got 10 seconds. USC's backup quarterback, Caleb Williams. He lit up Louisville defense last night in the Holiday Bowl.
He did.
Shout out to that young man that threw 6 touchdowns on Louisville, man. So we're gonna have a bowl recap thing as we end it with the end of the college football. Miller Moss, that's his name. Thank you, producer, super producer. Miller Moss tossed 6 TDs on Louisville last night, man. Man, we got to get out of here. I didn't get to the NHL thing, NHL Power Rankings. We'll get to that next week. Dan, he'll be back. He's our hockey dude. I'm sorry I didn't get to that. Go ahead.
I know real quick. I am picking Alabama to win against Michigan, and matter of fact, to win the whole thing. I think you don't let these guys get in.
Yeah. So
but we'll talk about all that.
Michigan fans are mad at you now, and definitely Florida State fans are mad at you because it's
Florida State, please. Yeah, there's nothing to talk about. You don't want to send you guys to play the game tomorrow. When was it? When's the game? This Saturday, I believe.
I actually got offered free tickets, to be honest.
Really?
To go to it, yeah, and I declined. Yeah. since they don't want to send.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, you got to be kidding me. Like, really? You think I want to stay around? No, not happening. So And if Michigan is mad, don't worry. I got a hat for you guys. Don't worry about it.
Okay. 10 seconds. Boxing real quick. Your man.
Bro, yo, I can't wait till the DA gets back. We got to talk about it. Deontay Wilder, please, brother, stop. Yo, I don't know what what he was doing, but, we'll talk about that. Me and DA will get a show. He was pretty much, I talked to him earlier. He's disgusted with the heavyweight division and what it looks like. And, Joshua won, but I think these fights are, pass, I don't know if these guys are not really exciting guys. Yeah, it's not really, but,
man.
Yeah.
Listen, we got to get ahead. Well, I'm way past my time. My partner is Happy New Year to you all, D.
Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year. Everybody be safe. Get to your destination safely and enjoy bigger and better things 2024. Yeah, I don't do no New Year's resolutions. I just do it. Period.
That's what we do here. No resolutions, just do it. Be a better person.
That's it.
Just whatever you want to do, bigger and better, just do it and hold yourself accountable. That's it. And get yourself an accountable partner or something. And you be like, I want to do whatever. Hold yourself accountable and get yourself an accountability partner. That's all I got. This is our last podcast for the year.
Yeah.
Hey, look for bigger and better things next year. We're gonna have some things, some changes and stuff like that. It's gonna be some fun changes, man. And I know I've been crying about this merch, but the merch is finally gonna be here, man. So
that people Draymond Green to me, man. Come on, man, choke me up, dope fiend, choke out, bro. Stop.
Listen, hey, shout out to the super producer, man, Junior, for being behind the boards, making everything look pretty and make it look good, giving us the stats as we need it. Thank you, super producer. I appreciate you, bro, man. But listen, we're gonna get out of here. We're past that time. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, your host and moderator for D-Dubs tonight. Yeah. For the guys in their absence, for Dan K, who's in the comments, for James the Angry One, for Mike Mills, and also Dorian the DA Albritton, and our super producer, Junior, who's behind the boards. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. We're wishing you a happy new year. We'll see you here in 2024. Y'all be good, be blessed, have a great rest of the week. Be safe, be good. Talk to y'all later. Peace.